It's time for the Jim and Terry Show.
Inconsistent skies bring uncertainty. Rain, incessant rain, keeps on pouring, pouring down. Hope, elusive hope, only keeps us dreaming. And endless waiting is the saddest place to be. Oh, I've tried, yes, I've tried so many times to do the best I can. Somehow it doesn't seem to matter at all.
This is the Jim and Terry Show.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Terry. Together, we're broadcasting from the Hobbit Hole studio, meeting in person post-COVID, both of us with our boosters. We're not even safely social distance anymore.
No. 5, 4,
Live.
3, 2, 1. Ignition. Don't go.
Uh-oh. I think that's Jim's imagination replaying the failed launch.
Yeah, I was disappointed. One of the reasons I was disappointed when I discovered that they weren't sure of that engine right from the very beginning, and they've never really tested it. And I thought, what a weird place to test it on your launch day. Because I'm funny. I feel sorry for the people that traveled there to see a rocket take off. You know, not just media, but people that would have taken their vacation and booked holidays and everything else to go there, only to have them say, the thing that we were worried about going wrong went wrong. And it's not like this rocket has been sitting, there for a month. It's been 10 plus years, in the making, 10 plus billions of dollars for this rocket, 40.5 billion, I believe, in the whole Artemis program so far. And to wait on launch day to discover that the engine that never did function properly, again, decided not to function properly. That just doesn't make much sense to me, but who am I? I'm not a rocket engineer.
I let NASA have the last say on this. They said it was a cooling issue and they didn't want to test it until they got it fixed, and then they'll get ready. You said they're going back on Friday?
I thought it was Friday, but someone told me yesterday that it was actually Saturday they're going to be taking off.
Saturday. Okay, so there's still a chance. And this is a moon mission.
Yeah, there's a chance for it on Saturday. I think there's another window on Monday or Tuesday too. But then you said then we're running out of opportunities and it closes.
Right.
And they roll that sucker back into its garage. And that just is driving me around the bend. The only good news about all of that is I'm hoping then Musk will say, okay, you had your chance. I've been playing around here with my rocket. Now it's time to show you how it's done.
Do you think that Musk will take advantage of whatever the launch or lack of launch for SLS, Space Launch Systems? Do you think he will take advantage of that? In other words, he's waiting. He's test firing on Boca Chica on Booster 7. But is he ready to launch that one? He's just giving SLS a chance to have the limelight?
I think he's given, and I don't think because he's necessarily a nice guy on it, he might be giving SLS the chance to go first because he doesn't want to get the president of the United States or others mad at him for jumping the gun. Because Musk's system of going to space is the system of the future. SLS is not. There's only going to be 3 probably SLS rockets going up. I don't know anything.
I don't even know if they can afford 3.
Well, it's again, it's I think $4.5 billion a launch,
and they all get burned up.
Yeah, it just falls into it gets burned up or falls into the ocean, and it's gone, and they have to build another one. So I don't think they don't have another one ready to go.
No.
Like Musk has 2 ready to go
I
right
think
now.
he's up to booster 9.
Oh, and by the way, he can make another one in 3 weeks. So I mean, it is bigger than the SLS, which right now is the biggest rocket I think in the world ever to go off, if it should go off. Now, I mean, in fairness, Musk, this hasn't been tested either to its extreme, but that Musk is waiting to be able to do that. His program, his ways are different than the American government money-burning ways and greasing the palm ways and all the rest of it. His ways are different. He'll send a rocket up with every intention to watch it not succeed. But they have sensors everywhere. So when it goes up and if it doesn't clear the tower, and God, I hope it does, but if it doesn't clear the tower, or if it does clear the tower, or if it blows up in between the separation of the Starship and the Super Heavy, because they're going up together, they'll know why. They'll know why it failed. And as I said, they'll have another one ready to stack the next day. That's how he does it. And then eventually he may lose 8, but then once he gets it and it's successful, like let's say Falcon 9 or Super Heavy or Falcon Heavy, once he's conquered it, I mean, he's leading the whole space industry with the performance of his Falcon 9 and his capsule. He's the most reliable there is, maybe next to Russia, I should say. Maybe next to Russia, but Russia is not a cheap ride, and it's not a nice ride.
No, it's not.
Falcon 9 is a nice ride, and it's a cheap ride, and it's up-to-date, modern, wonderful, free enterprise way of riding into space.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm thinking the Falcon 9 taking Crew Dragon, is it possible to send that configuration to the moon, or do they need the Starship?
Well, number one, Starship's going to be the lander, even with SLS. SLS isn't going to land ever on the moon. They'll transfer over to the what do they call it? Gateway.
Yes.
Orbiting space station around the moon. They'll fly from here to Gateway. They'll orbit in Gateway. Then Starship will send its ship. They'll go into the Starship, and the Starship, which is again the size of a 747, will land on the moon, and with all its equipment and everything you need. Now, Falcon Heavy has, I believe, enough strength to catapult something maybe to the space station orbiting the moon, but SpaceX at this point hasn't got a deep space or out of Earth orbit capsule yet. They haven't made that. So the Dragon is not equipped to be able to fly to the moon.
Okay, that was answering my question, because really Artemis so far is tens of billions of dollars over budget in 10 years.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, but could not Musk send Crew Dragon the same route?
Well, I think if ever there's a rocket that's going to take right from takeoff and go to the moon with astronauts, I think it'll be the Starship. It'll refuel in space, and then it'll probably go to the Gateway orbit for a while till they figure out what they're going to do, and then the people will get back into it and land on the moon. And I think that's the future. I think that's what's going to come, because the Artemis way is just way behind.
Well, the reason I keep coming back to Crew Dragon is because that capsule is really what Artemis is. They've got that big rocket with those 2 pods, much like a shuttle launch, using those reliable shuttle-type engines, so that's proven technology. But the whole thing smacks of the old-school technology, which Crew Dragon could do, could it not?
Well, Crew Dragon again is probably the safest now and the most comfortable way to. I mean, it's even taken tourists into space. Let's remember that. So there's tourists that have orbited the Earth.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but are not tourists supposed to be going on Crew Dragon to the moon, or is that in a Starship?
Oh, that's a Starship.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, and not only that, there's going to be like at least 10 of them going, 10 people in that. And they're just going to orbit. They're not going to land.
No.
but they're going to orbit the moon.
Well,
and come
Artemis is just orbiting.
Right. The next two Artemises, this one that takes off has dummies in it, and they will.
That's no way to speak of NASA.
I know, but they will take these dummies and orbit the moon for I think 41 days.
Right.
And it's quite a oblong orbit.
Yeah, it's not
not
a circle.
Then the next one's actually going to take people, but not land. It's going to orbit the moon again and
With
come
crew.
back and land with the people, because it's coming back. The way in which it's orbiting the moon, it's flung back to Earth, and it's coming really fast.
What's the speed of that returning?
I think it's 40,000 miles an hour. Something like it's like really fast.
So for our ones and twos, the re-entry of Crew Dragon or any other one from space, from the International Space Station,
17,000 miles an hour.
So this is going to be at least double that?
I think. You don't want to have humans come in. So we'll know if it takes off on Saturday, we'll know in 2 months whether it's all going to work.
Right, and the big thing is not so much getting there as coming back and at twice the speed that everything else is re-entering. Will you have enough heat shield to withstand that?
That's right.
I would not want to be one of the dummies on board.
No, they're done. No, maybe they'll come back. Maybe everything will be fine and dandy. I like the idea, quite frankly, that they can send dummies with all the things that can mimic
all the
a
sensors
human, instead of sending a dog or a chimpanzee,
as they used to do.
So I like the idea of machines doing that for us. And then the next one will be a crew, and they won't land on the moon. And then the third one is supposed to be an actual landing on the moon.
2024.
A man of color. And
yes, I heard that.
And a woman for the first time.
And that's again under NASA's auspices?
Yeah, that'll all be NASA. Meanwhile, I'm suspecting, should there be a successful Starship orbit, they will race ahead.
I think Starship, there's going to be nothing holding Musk back.
That's right.
Well, that's the update on SLS. Stay tuned. It will be launched, and I hope you watch it. I know I will be tuned.
Yes, me too.
All right. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.